Sales numbers Q3 2025, I'm still sifting through them. There's a lot going on in the car industry. All right, EV tax credit just ended. As a result, Nissan, and that's who we're talking about today, Nissan killed their first full-size EV, the Aria. It's already discontinued. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at sales for Nissan, for INFINITI, for Mitsubishi, their closest partner currently. And I'll have to make upcoming videos on probably Subaru, Mazda, and the Koreans as well, Hyundai, Kia. In a new place right now, I am visiting some friends up in Orlando. So it is, well, I'm just recording at a park and enjoying the incredible weather. It's like 83 with a great breeze right now. Yesterday we were at Epcot and it rained most of the time, like straight downpour. Anyways, let's get into the sales numbers real quick. To put things in perspective, the average for the industry right now was up 10% for quarter three, 10% versus quarter three 24, and they were up about 8% on the year, all right, overall. But if we look at Nissan for quarter three is only up 5%. So not great, but it's still positive for them. They're in the plus. After shrinking for so long, they are actually in the plus here. But if you look at INFINITI, minus 10%. INFINITI is in a potentially unrecoverable spot. Well, they're going to have a new hybrid coming, but that isn't going to be, it's just going to be a really nice Nissan Rogue, all right, e-Power. But let's get into these numbers and let's geek out over it. Here we go. Versa on the year up 41%, but on the quarter it's down 7%. Why? Well, it could be due to tariffs. Honestly, I really don't know for sure. We look at the Sentra. People need more affordable cars right now, but Sentra only up 1% on the year, thanks to its stellar third quarter up 15%. Altima down. Here's a weird thing, guys. Altima's down 12%. Altima's supposed to be discontinued like this past year, and it's still on sale. They're just gonna keep it around. We know the Sentra just got a redesign, but the thing holding it back, like most Nissans, is their powertrain. CVT, 149 horsepower, whatever's in that Sentra. Just that's it. And you cannot get all-wheel drive on it, and there's no hybrid, right? So like the Sentra is one thing, but the Altima, there's just not that much room anymore in the market. That's why, for sedans, I should say, and that's why the Altima was ultimately going to be killed like the Maxima. But because of tariffs, they've kept it around because it's made in America, it's made in Mississippi. So we'll see what continues to happen with the Altima. They might slowly try to ramp down this thing. It's actually not slow at all, right? Down 50% on the quarter. That's crazy. Rest in peace, Maxima. Potentially rest in peace, Altima, fairly shortly. We'll find out. All right. Nissan Leaf. Well, here's the issues. I've already talked about this. The new Nissan Leaf is incredible. It's going to be a really, really good electric car for the money. The problem is that they screwed up, or somehow have screwed up, the battery sourcing in Japan. It's no longer built in Smyrna, Tennessee, the Nissan Leaf. It is built in the Tochigi plant in Japan, and they don't have battery packs to supply this thing. It is either really poor mismanagement, or maybe it's out of their control altogether that they don't have a good battery supply. I don't know. But the Nissan Leaf is going to be like vaporware for a while, probably for a year or two. That's my guess. All right, it's going to remind me of how like the Prius was in such low volumes. I have a feeling the Leaf is going to follow into kind of that Prius rough launch sort of a situation here. All right, Z, look at the Z, crushing it. Sold 5,000 units this year, almost. It's up 121% on the year, up 42% on the month. The GTR, rest in peace, sold 39. There's a few sitting out there still. All right, let's go to Nissan Kicks. Nissan Kicks, one of the best buys in the entire car industry. Love this car. Up 47% on the year, up 35% on the quarter. All right. Frontier, also my favorite pickup truck, up about 19% on the quarter, down 12% on the year. Don't know if they'll be able to overcome that deficit versus last year. I don't know why it's down. They need all the North American production they can muster. Or should I say, they need all the American, the U.S. production as possible. All right, so we'll see what happens, but it looks like they're ramping up the Frontier this past quarter, probably going forward. It's tricky because they had high volume production in the past few years on the Frontier, and they had to discount them heavily. But now you have tariffs, and it's like, well, shoot, it's better to just oversupply some Frontiers to the market to avoid tariffs, all right, on other vehicles, for example. So Frontier, love the truck. It's good to see that it's turning around. Titan, rest in peace. Pathfinder, also a fantastic buy. Haven't reviewed it for a while, but I love the Pathfinder. Up 23% on the month. This is built in Smyrna, Tennessee. This is crucial for Nissan. A 3-row family hauler. I still want the L Grand / Quest minivan back from Nissan, but I can't have everything, right? We can't have everything. We can't have all the fun stuff. Armada, also crushing it. I had a great quarter. Rogue, well, it's turning around. The Rogue sales have plummeted. They used to sell maybe over 300,000 per year on the Rogue, and it's not anywhere close to that anymore. They got 1 quarter left. They'll be able to get over 200,000, but nowhere close to 300,000. So up 9% on the quarter. Sold 52,000 for the past 3 months. Aria, rest in peace, just like the ZDX. So many EVs are just going to get pulled because they are not, one, profitable. And why are they not profitable? Well, they're expensive compared to their gas counterparts. And, well, you have tariffs involved now. And yeah, people aren't interested. Like, the demand for EVs is really low. All right, so they have to incentivize the heck out of EVs. That's why Aria instantly got killed before the EV tax credit even ended, just like the ZDX. All right, Murano. Well, the Murano, there's a ton of these things. It's an okay car. The powertrain really holds it back. It's just the tuning. You need a good ECU flash on the Murano for it to drive properly. I don't even know if that exists. Okay, the VC turbo is an okay engine. Well, maybe not for reliability, but for driving, it's fine. But that engine is held back by the 9-speed auto. That thing is programmed terribly. Murano, other than that, it's a cool looking car. It's quiet, it's comfy, it's pretty luxurious. It just needs a good powertrain. Give it a hybrid and it's a wrap, right? It's a wrap at that point. But look at the volume. They make a ton of these things in Smyrna, Tennessee. They also make the Rogue there. They make the Pathfinder there. They make the QX60 there. But the Murano, it's good to see this volume. You know, the percentages of it being up are huge versus last year. But yeah, the previous Murano hadn't seen a redesign in almost 10 years. So yeah, we'll see where Murano goes. There's a lot of volume out there. They're sitting around on lots. And this is a vehicle as well that you'll be able to wheel and deal on and pay well under MSRP, minimum $4,000, I would say. Pathfinder and Frontier, I've seen 0% financing. So like, Nissan has good products, especially, again, their best products are Armada, Pathfinder, Frontier, and Kicks. Obviously the Z as well. And oh geez, that's a scary, sorry, my language. Really fuzzy Caterpillar just hustled right by my arm. I'll take a picture for you guys. So what about INFINITI? Well, INFINITI's a hot mess express. And the QX80 I just reviewed, it's incredible. It's one of the best luxury, if not the best luxury body on frame SUV out there. And I haven't tested the new Navigator, so the Navigator would have to be just mind blowing to beat the QX80. But the QX80, it's not perfect. No vehicle is. So there's room there for it to improve. All right, anyways, Infiniti here, down 9% on the year, 9% on the quarter, so at least they're consistent. Q50 and Q60, they're dead. However, remember, Infiniti has revealed that they're going to have a twin-turbo V6 Skyline coming back as a Q50, and it's going to have rear-wheel drive with a manual transmission. Hopefully they give us all-wheel drive and automatic as well. That would be really cool. All right, so Q50 is dead for now. QX50 also dead because it is built in Mexico, and they're closing that plant, I'm pretty sure. As Nissan's closing 7 out of their 17 plants around the world. And yeah, the QX50 is not a good car. Watch my review on it if you want to see me roast it. And therefore the QX55 is not also a good car for the money. It's not that they're terrible cars. It's just there shouldn't be a CVT in a luxury vehicle. They're beautiful though. Infiniti knows how to make beautiful cars. Let's do Infiniti QX60. This thing is also screwed because it has the VC turbo in it. They need to find a way to put the V6 back into it. The Pathfinder still has the V6, and it's the exact same vehicle. Okay, well, technically it's on the same platform. It shares so much. Now, I will give Infiniti credit. It looks incredible. Watch my review on it. The Mazda, there's a Mazda CX-5 driving right there, but the Mazda CX-90 beat it in a head-to-head competition on my channel, and it wasn't even close. Infiniti has the looks down, the materials are really nice, the design's good, the tech was good, but the powertrain is trash. And until the QX60 can get a V6 back in there, I cannot recommend it unless you get a killer deal on one, and maybe only lease it, because the long-term reliability of that VC turbo is not good. We don't want the 4-cylinder turbo in the QX60. Give us the V6. Honestly, I would be happy to save like 15 grand and buy a 3-year-old QX60 with the V6. It's infinitely better than the turbo variant. All right, but emissions, right? Emissions kill all the fun. However, emissions are on hold right now, or should I say CAFE's no longer punishing you for not meeting your fuel economy requirements. And that's why the Aria was killed. No need to keep a loss leading car in your lineup if you don't need it. Pull the plug on. What is that? Oh, is that Kia Rondo? It sounded terrible. So now that the Leaf is here, they don't need to keep the Aria around and keep losing money on it. Okay, so anyways, back to Infiniti. They don't have any EVs, they don't have any hybrids, they don't have any performance cars. They are a 2-car brand right now with the QX60 and the QX80. All right, because the QX50 is dead, and their sedan and coupe is dead. This is what's really sad. Where are they going to go from here, right? The QX80, great, and the QX60, great. They're up on the quarter. They need them to be up because they have nothing else. So if those models were doing bad, then they would be completely screwed. They're not completely screwed because they have what the market really likes, and that's luxury SUVs. But they don't have a diverse powertrain lineup. And as a luxury automaker, you need to have a diversification with your powertrains, in my opinion, to be the most successful. Luxury buyers like to have choice. And if you don't have a choice with your powertrain, you're stuck with a VC turbo. That car sounds terrible. What is that? Oh, is that a GTI? Let me know if you guys like I feel like that's a GTI thing, or even a Type R thing, or sorry, a Golf R thing. See, most of the ones that I see are lowered, and of course they're tuned and they have upgrades on them, but like the ridiculous backfires, almost all of them have. So like, if you like loud backfires that don't sound good, it doesn't sound good. Let me know if you guys agree that the GTI does not. I'm driving one this week. I almost did this video in the GTI. It's parked out back there. I love the GTI. Wait for my review. It's gonna do really well, but I can hear that thing farting through the neighborhood next to me, and it sounds terrible. Where's Infiniti going from here? I don't know, because yes, they have a new Q50 coming and a new QX65, but the QX65 coupe crossover comes out with a VC turbo, not a V6. It's instantly dead. The new QX50, which is going to be produced alongside the Rogue in Smyrna, Tennessee, that's going to have the Rogue's e-power to it. So it'll have a hybrid, and that's good enough. But why don't you just get a Rogue at that point, you know, if it's going to be that similar. But anyways, let's move away from Infiniti. Yes, they could trick out the QX80 with track editions and off-road editions and whatnot, but yes, God, look, I'm in a very swampy park, and there's a lot of fun ambient noises for you guys, I'm sure, to listen to. All right, but let's get into Mitsubishi. We know about Nissans and Infinitis ups and downs right now, but the Mitsubishi Mirage is dead. Okay, so you see this number right here. Like, all that sales volume is gone for them. Okay, it's down massively on the year because it is discontinued. Yes, you can find some still on lots. They're still selling them, but at a much lower clip, obviously. So they're just running out of current stock of the Mirage. Nothing to say there. All right, Outlander Sport. This thing has been around for eons without updates, and I can't believe that people still buy it. I guess it's a price point car, and it's good to have price point cars. You know, people need affordable vehicles, and like, why do you need the Outlander Sport and the Eclipse Cross both in your lineup? Like, can you guys? I haven't reviewed Mitsubishi in a while. All right, the Outlander plug-in hybrid's fine. It's pretty solid. But outside of that, like, I don't know if I would recommend any of them. So anyways, let's get into the sales a little bit more. Outlander Sport is down on the quarter, but up on the year, like 3,000 units. So I guess good for that ancient car. Outlander, oh wow, this is their cash cow. And the Outlander is down 7,000 units on the year. And holy cow, this past quarter was a bloodbath. It's down like 4,000 units. So you know, it's companies like Mitsubishi, like Ram. When you have a brand that just doesn't have enough buyer interest in it, and there are great alternatives that exist outside of that brand, why, like, in tough times, who's going to go buy a Mitsubishi, right? Like, they're just going to go buy a used car instead of buying a new Mitsubishi. There's just so many other better options out there from tons and tons. Every other brand has more and better options. Now, that will change. There's hope for Mitsubishi because they have the Delica coming, and maybe the Pajero / Montero is coming back. You guys are probably getting blinded by the sun. All right, so the plug-in hybrid, only good Mitsubishi in their lineup in America. If you're in Southeast Asia, it's a different ballgame. They're really good in other countries. All right, so anyways, Outlander is suffering. The plug-in hybrid is just kind of floating in there. It's very expensive though. Eclipse Cross. Oh, and by the way, the Outlander plug-in hybrid is going to be revealed by the end of this year from Nissan. Okay, so keep that in mind. It is going to be the Rogue plug-in hybrid, a rebadging of the Outlander plug-in hybrid. All right, the Eclipse Cross is up 2,000 units on the year. And actually had a negative third quarter. So if we look here, because of the demise of the Mirage and because of the lack of sales volume on their cash cow, the Outlander, Mitsubishi is down in quarter three. Huge. They don't give percentages here, but they're down like 12,000 units. You're down 12,000 units, which, like, Toyota, that's nothing. If they were down 12,000 units, you know, maybe the RAV4 had a bad month, which never happens, right? Mitsubishi has sold 19,000. I still have Honda's numbers to give you guys an idea. All right, Honda. In September alone, okay, the CR-V sold 28,000. In September alone. If we go back to Mitsubishi, this is quarter. Mitsubishi, like the CR-V is almost well, Mitsubishi is getting outsold, their entire brand is getting outsold by the CR-V in a single month than Mitsubishi can produce in a quarter. How is this brand still available in America with that sort of terrible sales volume? It's not a luxury brand where it's okay to have lower volume if you have high profit margins. What are Mitsubishi's profit margins on these cars? Well, I mean, probably pretty good. Even with the tariffs, they're all built outside of the US. They're all built in Japan. Now that the Mirage is gone, that was Thailand, I think. So all these are made in Japan. The tariffs are what, 12.5%, something like that, for made in Japan vehicles. Profit margins still are probably pretty good because the Eclipse Cross, the Outlander Sport, and the Outlander, the average age of those vehicles is probably what, 10 years at this point. I know the Outlander's newer, but the Eclipse Cross, like, it got a redesign, but wasn't it just a major refresh? And Outlander Sport's old as dirt. I mean, the Delica coming and the Pajero, like, will instantly make Mitsubishi, like, formidable. But until they come, when are they? Can their dealers survive until the cavalry comes with the Delica and the Pajero / Montero? I don't know. Like, yes, they're also going to have their own Nissan Leaf rebadge, but who cares? Like, just go get Nissan Leaf. It's not like, yeah. And then here's the thing. The one vehicle in their lineup that is unique, the Outlander plug-in hybrid, it's getting rebadged as a Nissan. So they don't even have their own, I wouldn't even call it the ace up the sleeve because it's not that great of a vehicle, Outlander plug-in hybrid, right? And it's going to fall way behind the new RAV4 Prime or plug-in. So love Mitsubishi. I want them to succeed. It's just that, like Infiniti, I just don't know if they're going to be able to survive long enough to get the good products that we've been waiting for out to market. And I'm going to have to cover Mazda and Subaru in another video because, you know, there's going to be some questions I have with those brands too going forward. So stay tuned. My voice is gone. I was watching football and yelling like an idiot yesterday, so my voice is completely shot. So I'm going to see you guys in the comments. If you want to see more sales updates, definitely stay tuned because I'll try to update you in the next few days, probably when I'm back home, all right, for the other automakers. So thank you. I appreciate all your support. Have a great day, guys. Peace.